I'm Lexy Davis, a love embodiment coach who helps people create a love that feels like home, and I'm here to bring more romance and playfulness into the world. I'm also an international retreat host, vibe curator, and human connector. I serve people through my business, Alive to Enjoy, and this podcast where I invite guests from around the world to sprinkle their wisdom and expand your perspective so you can create the deepest love you possibly can reach in this lifetime. I also want you to live the most joyous life, whatever that looks like to you, and I hope that this slice of the internet brings you lots of smiles and helps you keep your heart open. Thank you for choosing Heart Snuggles to be in your ears each week, and I'm so glad you're here with me. Hello, Heart Snugglers! I miss you guys so much. I feel so good to be back and chatting with you. I'm coming in with a solo episode, which we haven't done in a long time, but I feel like it's time to give you some magic. And today we're talking all about provider energy, baby. So for those of you women out there that are seeking provider man or wanting your current partner or husband to be in his provider energy, then this one's for you. So I'm gonna just riff off the top of my head. I don't really know what I'm about to say, but we just let God flow through and see what happens. I'm just so passionate about this topic because in Soft Girl season right now, the group coaching program I'm running to help women soften and be provided for by God in the masculine, it's extraordinary the results happening and the way that these women are just being provided for all day long. And even in my life, I can give you thousands, like literally thousands of examples of just in the past month how men are so cutie with their providing. So first, I want to talk about why it's totally okay and perfectly normal to have this desire of wanting a provider man. As a woman, for you to really be in your feminine essence, it's about you being in a state of being and receiving. That is what you're designed to do, is receive. Just receive anything life is bringing you. All of your emotions, all the situations, you learn the true essence of being provided for, which sounds all cutie and yum, like, yeah, he's gonna cook me dinner and plan me this magical date to Paris, all these things. But provided for also means the challenges that come and that redirection, that sort of truth that the masculine gives you and is kind of jarring, but it's like something you needed to hear. It's like, can you also receive that kind of provision? Because all of it is to support you, and your job is just to receive all of it and to feel all of it. The feminine is able to hold so many sensations and feel so deeply. So leaning on that gift of yours and cultivating more space to really be with your body and your sensations is going to allow you to be in your most softest, easeful, abundant life. And you're just going to feel so fulfilled being in your true design. So this is specifically for women who feel they are feminine essence core, like at the center of your being, you feel very feminine, you're connected to the feminine energy. Then for you, it's going to feel really good to take your hands off the wheel and let someone else do things for you. Even if you don't really know how to do that yet, when you think about when someone actually helps you, or when you think about if you actually did want to go build that cabinet you got from IKEA, or if you'd rather have your man do it, it's like that means you're more feminine if you'd rather not do that. So just little examples. And if you are a woman, it doesn't mean you're necessarily feminine essence, but this is specifically for women who are, because that's what you want, is someone to provide for you. So it feels good to us to have this dynamic of learning to be in the receiver and letting the masculine be in the provider. It's just a natural desire. And so for you to want that, it's not selfish. It's not any of these stories you might associate with this need. And society often tells us not to be dependent. Don't trust the masculine. Don't be dependent on men. Like, they're gonna fuck you over, or you're gonna get hurt, or they can't do it as good as you. And there's all this mistrust happening. Same with God, because of religion. Religion has taught us so many things, taught me especially. Like, I only recently started connecting with God because I did not like religion, and it didn't resonate. All the fear and the shame, it felt so. And when I've learned through my mentor Nina, she really taught me how God's a relationship. It's not a religion. And in that, you get to understand God's true character. And let me tell you, that man, oh, It is the best energy. It's like pure, unconditional love, presence, stability, consistent, always, always right there by your side, never leaves, just so stable and so nurturing and has your best interests always and has always got a plan for you. He's 30 steps ahead of you, even more than that. And you just get to let go and trust and know that you're being led and you don't got to do it all on your own anymore. And it feels so good. However, to build that relationship, it takes going through the misconceptions that you might have with God or the masculine. Like it's you're being punished by the masculine, or you're going to get hurt by the masculine, or, all these ways we've seen it not to be safe because of all the things that have happened to us with our fathers, with our bosses, with all the men that are in our life. And it's shaped us to close our heart towards men and the masculine. But I can tell you, being on the other side, how much better it is to actually see men and God for who they really are and receive their gift. Like the masculine gift is so delicious and it's just ever flowing. Like the way that they give is enormous and it's so beautiful and they just want to constantly make you happy. A true man that's in his power and in his masculine design, his only desire is to make you happy, is to just take care of you. He loves to see you smile. That brings him the most joy. Your joy is his joy, and he doesn't need you to give anything back to him. When he provides for you, does something for you, he's not expecting anything in return. He just wants you to fully receive it, and you receiving it brings his body like it's just medicine, or it just feels so good to them, and it makes them want to give more and more to you because they want to be received and they want to feel you enjoying the gifts that they give you. So it's really that simple, which is so crazy because we overcomplicate it immensely and we push it away, and it's completely different when you switch this. So I just want to give you some examples of in the past week alone, the cute, super cutie ways that men have provided for me. There's so many stories, so I'll try to not tell too many, but I just love how it's always happening. And the more you can change your perspective. So in soft girl season, I had all the women start to look for evidence of how men are providing for them, slash just watching strangers provide for the people in their life. Just when you're out in public, watching how men are always providing. And this allows you to change your vision to actually see it unfolding constantly. So, some examples of how men provided for me were the cutest little one yesterday was I was at the gas station and the guy that was working there came over and asked if he could close my gas tank for me. Like, that's so silly, but it's so cute. Like, just wanting to do anything to support me. And then I was walking home from the beach and I heard a man say, "Hey," coming out of his garage. And I looked over and I just acknowledged him. And then he started a conversation. He felt really safe. So I continued the conversation. And I told him that I'm looking for a house here. And he immediately said, "Oh, come on in." And, as a single woman walking at late at night, that's not usual thing I would do is walk into a man's house, but I trust my intuition and it said go. So I went inside. His whole family was in there. He introduced me to his mom. And it was so cute. And he immediately was telling them, like, she needs a house. Like, let's tell everyone. Like, they're super well connected because they've been here their whole lives. And then he went and got me flowers. He like picked flowers from the tree and just handed me flowers. He asked if he could make me a salad, made me a yummy, like fresh picked tomato balsamic salad. And then he called his friends and told them that I'm looking and was just instantly did all of these things to take care of me, to provide for me. And then right before I left, he's like, "I got a really cool book for you," and handed me that Ram Dass book, Here and Now, or whatever that book is. It's like such a beautiful book. Just so cute. Like all he wanted to do was nice things for me. And then one of my good guy friends, I was staying at his house and he put the towel in the towel warmer for me so that after my shower, my towel would be ready and toasty and warm, and made me food and put a silk face mask under my pillow. So I had a face mask for when I wake up in the mornings, the sun isn't in my eyes. and was just doing all these little thoughtful gestures to make sure that I felt really safe and comfortable in his house. I was hosting a women's circle yesterday and I was carrying this big box of magazines. I like put it down immediately from my car to the first table I could find. And within seconds, a man came over and asked, "Hey, can I help you with that?" And I said, "Absolutely, please help me." And he picked it up and brought it all the way up to the eighth floor with me and was so happy to help. And I said, "Please let me know if you need anything else." Like just wanting to do more to take care of me. And I fully received him, was just so grateful. And it's so crazy that you don't even need to ask half the time. Another example, this was a few weeks ago, like maybe 2 or 3. I was headed to California and one of my best guy friends, he drove an hour and a half to pick me up from the airport. He took me to my storage. He carried all my suitcases for me, all my bags, and then he took me to my favorite donut spot. It's our tradition to always go to this donut spot. Bought all the donuts for us, and then we went and surprised our best friends, and we had the best day. And he brought snacks and drinks for us, coconut water. I don't drink actual alcohol. And it's just so cute the way he's like, his mind is just always looking to take care of me. So that's just a few tiny examples of how men work, like how they are in that state. I also am headed to Europe in a few days, and I posted one of the Facebook groups that I'm solo traveling. If anyone wants to hang out, and this really sweet, attractive man messaged me and he was like, "I want to plan a whole day and just show you around." And I was like, "Thank you." Like, I don't want to have to figure out what I'm doing in Portugal. I want to just show up and have a local take me to the best spots. Like, I don't need to have to figure out my whole plan and sit there and research. It's like, boom, God brought me this beautiful man who wants to lead and plan the day. Like, yes, thank you, more please. Another little mantra prayer I say all the time. Thank you, God, more please. So simple and so good. So when you get to be in this energy of a real open-hearted feminine who loves to receive, you'll start to notice that men are going to be just flocking, like actually wanting to and begging to provide for you. It feels silly, like to even think of it in that way, but it's so true. It just brings them so much joy, and it brings us so much joy to receive. So it's this perfect combination of magic. It makes both of us feel good, and that's the best part. It's not like you're taking advantage of them or they're taking advantage of you. It's like, no, this is we're both being filled by this dynamic, by this polarity technically, and it's pretty awesome. So in order to become a woman who is in this energy where you're starting to notice men, random strangers even, are there for you in this way, you need to be open. You need to actually accept and welcome that kind of energy in. So oftentimes, including myself, I grew up with a single dad. I was Miss Independent. Nobody needs to help me. I can do everything on my own better than anyone else can do. Like, don't even try. I got it. Don't worry about me. I'll take care of everyone and their mothers and kind of not take care of myself, but I'm not also going to receive any help. So that used to be me. So I fully get it and understand where that comes from and how that's helped you and kept you safe and supported you to this moment. However, if you're wanting to go to the next level and feel even better in your body and your mind and your life and have more ease, then this is the next thing to do, which is open and receive support and help. To do that, it really starts with one, saying yes when someone wants to help you or do something cute or hold the door for you or grab you a drink at the grocery store or invite you to a yoga class. Like just saying yes to these things, obviously, when it feels aligned and good, and allowing them to help you, even when it's something you can do for yourself. Like, for instance, you can lift that box, it's not that heavy. However, it would be nice if they lifted it for you and you didn't have to lift it. Like, just saying yes, just because you're saying yes doesn't mean you're weak, doesn't mean you can't do it on your own. It has nothing to do with that. That's not what it means, but it means that they just get to help you and they get filled up by helping you. They like to feel needed by you. That brings them joy knowing that you need them and want them to be in your life and supporting you in this way. So start receiving when these offers are coming in your life, and not only receiving it by saying yes, but giving them so much gratitude, thanking them, showing your appreciation, showing them a smile, giving them a hug, and physically, verbally expressing, glowing, like receive what they're doing for you, even if it's a small gesture. When men win, they want to keep winning. So when they win in your eyes, they're going to keep wanting to win. Versus when you punish them, when you criticize them, when you blame them, when you tell them they're not doing good enough, they don't want to keep trying. That's not how they operate. They operate based on winning. So even if it's a small little win, let them win. Let them feel how that feels to do something for you. And from there, it's gonna multiply, I swear. It just like it just gets better and better and better. So the gratitude piece is really an essential part of this little formula. And it's hard to talk about it like this because it's not manipulation, it's not something like a strategy. It's just really a simple concept of synergy and magic. So I just want to make that very clear because this is really not something to like manipulate in any way at all, but it could be used in that way. So let's not do that, queens. We aren't here for that. We're here for loving and supporting the masculine. The next way you can start doing this is simply asking for the help, even if they don't offer. So saying that you need some support with cleaning the house today. You've been so stressed and you have so many things going on. Could you help me clean? Or could you actually pick up my dry cleaning from the shop for me, please? Or can you help me fix the curtains that I've been needing to hang up, but I need someone to help drill? Like asking for help wherever you need it. And once again, it's not about you not being able to do it yourself, but it's about you getting support so you don't have to do everything yourself. So you have more spaciousness to breathe, to relax, to just enjoy life and not always be go, go, go and doing, doing, doing and checking everything off your checklist. Like let some other people do things off your checklist for you. So find ways that you can ask for help this week from especially from men in your life and see how they show up, see how that excites them, see how they respond, see how they enjoy it. And I also want to clarify like obviously not all men are in their highest masculine form, not in their mature masculine. So you can start to see the difference of a man who is and a man who gets annoyed by you asking and just has no capacity for that. And I will say there's some it's not just black and white like that. Like the reason if you are in a partnership and this is happening and you stopped asking your man to do things because he just never does it or he doesn't do it right, it's probably not something that just happened. It's probably an accumulation of not feeling appreciated, of not feeling good enough because every time he did something for you, you just criticized and were told he didn't do it the right way, or you tried to micromanage him when he was doing it for you, and you did all these small actions that showed him why would I even do this? You can do it better. You do it yourself. Like, there's no point in me doing this. You don't even need me. You don't appreciate me. I can't do anything good enough. Like, imagine if someone kept telling you you couldn't do it good enough. You're not going to keep doing it, right? You're going to stop doing it. It doesn't feel good. So, but the best part about this is you can easily switch it. You can easily bring out the king in him again by changing your behavior. And something to clarify on this too is when you do shift this, when you're in a marriage or a long term partnership where you've already kind of ingrained this other dynamic, you have to know that when he does something for you, sometimes he might not get it right or perfect or do it the exact way. You might not fold the shirt the exact way you want it folded. But can you still let him win? Can you still show your appreciation towards him? And know that eventually, like, it won't even take that long. Like, men learn quickly. They'll take the feedback and they'll respond. But before you give any feedback or anything, not even at the same time, I'd recommend just give appreciation. And then later, like maybe when you're pulling out your shirt, just be like, hey, babe, just so you know, I like it folded this way. And like be cutesy, be cute, be like fun and playful about it. Don't be like, oh, you don't even know how to fold. Like your mom just did everything for you. You know, just being that mean girl. Like that's not going to motivate them. So I just want to put that in there for people that are ready to shift this in their partnerships. And you're going to see how quickly, like men don't really often hold on to grudges. They are really forgiving and they just want you to be happy once again. So when they can make you happy and when they can actually know that they're needed by you, their energy is going to shift. Your whole relationship can start to cultivate this romantic, yummy, pleasurable energy again. Another element to this is sharing your desires with the masculine, sharing your desires with God, with the man in your life, with your male friendships. But when you bring your desire, it's not from a place of entitlement, of they owe you this, of you need this from them or else. It's just a place of playfulness. Once again, that energy is really crucial in this because, as you know, you feel the difference of these two. There's like an intense, like direct, kind of harsh energy, and there's one that's really light and open and inviting. And so when you can bring your desires from this inviting space of, I would love this, or I really like flowers. It makes me so happy when I have flowers. And every time like personally, every time I walk by flowers, I'm smelling them and I'm just taking them in and I just enjoy them so much. And so when he can see that and he hears you say your desires, he can take note of that and take action on it. Now, the biggest part is to let go of the timing, let go of how, when, what that's going to look like. You got to let him do it from there. Because if you put any sort of control and trying to make it happen in a certain way, you're ruining all of it. You're not letting him provide, you're not being your feminine. Your feminine is to just speak it and then drop it. Speak it, let it go, let him do it. Let him do it in his own way, his own time. This is the same thing with God. You can share God all your desires and he will fulfill them all, but you don't get to choose the timing. We don't have control of the timing. So when you say that, just let him surprise you. And don't check up on him being like, "Do you remember when I told you last week I like flowers?" Like, and I'm saying all these things because 'cause I've been there, done that. Like, don't worry, it's okay. This isn't a space for shaming. Just try this out and you'll see the difference. Like, and don't even try not to be anxious in your head about it, like worrying about it. Just continue to self-resource and connect with God. So ask God to fill you up with more peace, with more presence, with more joy, so that you aren't attached to these desires and you aren't just in the worry of when it's going to come from your man. And when he feels that spaciousness and that trust, when you give him your trust, oof, that is so yummy. That is where he will really, really step up for you. That is when things are just going to start happening even at a rapid speed, really, when you give him your full devotion and trust. Now, when he does bring you that desire that you asked for, remember that main piece I said? The gratitude and appreciation. Show him how grateful you are. Let him know you're so happy. Figure out what his love language is, whether it's touch. So maybe it's like give him a bunch of kisses or a long hug or massage, or maybe it's words of affirmation. So you just tell him all the reasons why you're so grateful for him and why this actually makes you so happy and how it makes you feel that he remembered and thought of you and took the time to do this for you. Or maybe his love language is acts of service, so you cook him a meal, or it's a gift, so you whatever, like figuring out what way he likes to be appreciated. And the best way to find out is just simply asking. He might not know though, so just trying out some different ways and seeing how he responds. And let him know that you're so grateful. So that's the essential part. That's all he wants from you. He doesn't need you to do it back for him. He doesn't need anything in return besides you fully receiving him and enjoying what he got you, enjoying what he provided for you, enjoying him taking care of you and noticing how it feels to be taken care of and to know that you can trust someone else and to lean back and to soften and to let go. It feels so good. And this is really important in your business too. So when you're asking to be provided for and to be led, especially as an entrepreneur, as a woman, your responsibility isn't to keep doing and burning out and fit in like spending hours trying to figure out the solution. It's actually more about slowing down and getting in a rested state, because when you're in a rested state, you're open. Your energetic field is open, you're soft, and there's actually space for the wisdom to drop in. Because when you think about you striving and trying so hard, like tighten your fist right now, that's the amount of space there is for anything new to come in. Versus when you're softened, relaxed, you're slowing down, your hand is open, and there's so much space for things to come in. So God likes to fill you. God likes to drop in the golden nuggets when you are in that rested space, so that you know that that is where he wants you to be. And when you're there, he will bless you so that you can continue to come back to rest instead of continue to think you have to do it from burning out. So when you're rested, you'll get the wisdom, you'll get the inner knowing, the intuitive hit, you'll get the sign from God of this is the next step you need to take in your business. And then you take it and it's like, boom, everything else starts to unfold and you start to realize, oh, wow, I don't have to figure it out on my own. Oh, wow, he's already got a plan. I just got to listen. I just got to listen and follow the step. Like, come on, who wouldn't want that? That's so much better than spending so much time problem solving and worrying and getting anxious. It's like, wait, what? Do we get to do that? So, yeah, that's one of my favorite practices as an entrepreneur. And the last piece I want to just talk on is the being provided for in ways that don't really feel comfortable. And this is really important, especially if you're single, to learn how to start receiving this, because until you can receive all of life, it's really going to be hard for you to receive a provider man because he also is going to deliver things that are a little bit hard to receive. He's gonna tell you some truths that are like, whoa, he's gonna see things in you that are gonna stir up some things, and he's gonna hold you accountable to your queen self, which sounds great, but it's a little challenging at times when you're confronted with that little girl inside of you, the shameful part that comes out, and you're like, whoa, 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 who's that version of me? I don't like her. I can't believe I just let that out. So, in order to start to learn how to be with that, you need to learn how to be with your body and your sensations. You need to learn to dilate and sit with the discomfort, the pain, the grief, the anger. And when these things come up in your life, instead of intellectualizing it and rationalizing it and problem solving your way out of your emotions, you need to do the opposite, get out of your mind and get into your body. You need to feel the physical sensations that are happening, the turning in your stomach, the tightening in your throat, the warmth in your hands, the tingling in your toes. Feel these physical sensations in your body and stop running away from them. Stop numbing them with food, alcohol, sex, TV, shopping, all these mechanisms that society teaches us to use. And instead, bring your presence to your body, and it really technically only takes, scientifically proven, 90 seconds to feel the sensation in your body. And when you do that, you move that tight energy, you move that dense, balled up energy that's taking up so much space, and it literally transmutes and it clears and it turns into peace and openness. And you have so much more space in your body. And all of a sudden, miracles start flowing in, and you feel so much more peace and you feel calm just by feeling that discomfort for 1 minute. It's so worth it, let me tell you. And it's gonna keep happening. It's not like, "Oh, yeah, I felt that discomfort. I'm never gonna have discomfort again." No, sis. You're gonna have it lots and lots and lots. This work never stops. We're human. However, it's learning how to actually be with it and come back to your center as soon as you can notice it, as soon as you can. It's okay if it takes a little bit of time. It's okay if you get really triggered from someone and you get really stuck in the stories in your head for a little bit, and then someone or yourself snaps you out of it and you drop back into your body and you remember, oh, all I have to do right now is feel a sensation. Chill. This is so good. Okay, let me feel God. Let me feel God's right next to me. Let me feel the earth beneath me. Let me feel the back of my chair behind me and soften into that. I can feel the masculine support. Okay, now let me go into my body. Now that I feel the safety outside of myself and feel this uncomfortable sensation, boom, it cleared. Wow, I feel so much better. It's that simple. I know it sounds super simple. It's not necessarily that simple, but this is why I work one to one and in group settings with people, because when you have a practitioner with you, it helps regulate your nervous system and it helps support you through that discomfort and learning the language of your body and your sensations. And you get support on actually how to make it through. Because sometimes when we have a really big sensation, we don't have the capacity to feel it all. So we need to use titration. We need to stop for a second and resource externally, and there's other things we can do in that, but that's the basic formula for how to do this. So when you can start to receive all of life, aka be in a surrendered state, you really get provided for, like constantly, all the time, and it feels so good. And another thing too is to be really present. When you're present, you can notice all these things. You can start to really see how men are showing up for you. You can start to see what you need. You can feel what you need. You can enjoy life fully. You can actually receive what is here and feel pleasure in this very moment and not think you need to earn the pleasure or do something specific to get that pleasure. It's just right here in this moment. So, I hope this was helpful on how to get a provider man. And I promise they'll just start flowing into the more you receive and open yourself, open your heart to this kind of dynamic and man and God in particular. Like, God is your ultimate provider. He is there to provide you everything. Just an example, this week I'm cat sitting in Hawaii and I leave for Europe in 4 days. And I needed a place to stay for the last 2 days before I head to Europe. And the friend I was supposed to stay with, he wasn't answering. And so I was starting to feel anxious. I was starting to worry, like, "Oh, I don't know if what I should do." Then I remembered, because in soft girl season, we're giving everything, all of our worries, our fears, our anxieties up to God and choosing peace instead, because in every moment we have that choice of either being in our head, being so anxious and freaking out, or choosing to trust and choosing to breathe deeper and just know all you're going to be provided for. So I decided in that moment, okay, I'm going to do this. I hand this over to you, God. Thank you so much for holding this. I am not going to worry about what you've got planned for me. I know you've got me. Within a day, I got 4 offers of these gorgeous humans offering me to stay at their houses, and I just got to Hawaii. I don't know that many people here, and yet all these people are willing to have me in their space, even share their beds with me. And the person I was supposed to stay with also came through and said, "So sorry, I've just not been on my phone." Like, everything worked out with such ease. And not only 1 opportunity came, but 4 opportunities came. So God is always wanting to provide for you, but He needs your rest. He needs your peace. He needs your trust. He needs your trust first. And I know it's hard to give trust without seeing any evidence first, but that's what faith is, my love. And your feminine gift is to trust. It is to believe without seeing first. It is to give your faith. It is to be so in tune with the spiritual world that you can actually surrender and believe in magic, believe in miracles before anything has proven itself to be. It's a skill, like I said, it takes time, but the more you can use it as a playful thing, like, okay, God, show me how good it gets. Show me what you got for me. Like, let's just see what you got and really be in this trust and notice what happens. You can use it with smaller things too. It doesn't have to be something like this I just described, like needing a place to stay. It can be in little moments. And the more you can incorporate in those little moments, the more you're going to start seeing it in bigger and bigger moments. So that's it for me. If you guys are really wanting more of this Soft Girl season, it's a pre-recorded course now. You can purchase the recordings and it's 7 weeks of so many, so much magic, so many tools. It's very practical because I believe that in order to change, we need to implement things in real life. So there's embodiment practices every week. There's also a guest teacher every week. And there's soul play assignments, which is aligned action steps to take in between the calls, prayers, journal prompts, there's everything in there. So that'll take you on the most beautiful journey to become a woman who can receive, like, every day is her birthday, to be provided for by the masculine and to live in your softness. But even if you're not interested in soft girl season, I just hope you can implement some of these practices and invitations I guided you through because they really do work. And if you try them, please let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, send me a DM at Alive to Enjoy or comment on this podcast. And thank you so much for listening. I wish that you just get spoiled and so many miracles come into your life this week. Mwah. You made it to the end of the episode, so now it's time for our snuggly heart breath of the day. Place a hand or both hands, if it's safe to do so, over your heart and take a big breath into your heart center. Open your mouth and let it go. I'm so grateful to have shared this time with you. If you enjoyed this convo, please share with your besties and your fam. And if you're a visual person like me, fly over to YouTube and watch the video. If you want to do a random act of kindness today, please leave a 5-star review so more people in the world can get their heart snuggled. You're helping tremendously when you do this, so thank you so much. And as a gift for doing so, I'll give you my Soften Your Heart Medi that feels like an exhale and a hug from within. When you leave a review and email me the screenshot to heartsnuggles@alivetoenjoy.com, you can also find the email in the show notes and you'll get the free meditation. Sending you the warmest, comfiest hug and lots of unexpected blessings your way. Remember that every single person just wants to be loved. So how can you be loved today?